Audio Jungle.
Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Aaron Gomez from The Mash-up. So today I have Ryan and I have Josh with me today. Josh, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me, you guys.
So it's really cool to have Josh over because he's currently, he actually writes for Syfy. And I actually saw some of your articles, but your overall resume and where you've been, you were with The Hollywood Reporter, Forbes, you were with, NY Blueprint and Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so thankful that Jake, got us communicating.
Oh, no problem. I mean, there's a lot of trust going on right here because we just met for today, for those of you watching at home.
Yeah.
So we could have been serial killers. Nobody knew what was going on here.
Yeah, and he's I just gave him an address and it just could have just been so sketchy.
Yeah, exactly.
There.
I actually sent my mom. I said, if I go missing, this is where I'm going to be.
That's smart though. That's smart though.
The guy who's got me.
Yeah, just have your location on you. But I mean, what's your background with all this writing? And you're actually a local, so you went to Drexel for college and you were in communications. So what drove you to actually do this?
I mean, I've been writing for as long as I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even remember when I first started writing.
Yeah.
In grade school, when we would keep journals every day, and
Mm-hmm.
they would give us writing prompts, and it kind of just snowballed from there.
Yeah.
And I just found this love for writing that, I wrote for my school newspaper, The Triangle at Drexel, and worked for CNBC, worked for Marvel at internships,
Mm-hmm.
and just continued writing, continued building up my portfolio, and luckily it landed me where I am today.
No, it's great to hear because you're doing something you're passionate about. And when I got the information on you, I did some research to see who you are, and you obviously your Twitter, you're passionate about something, and I loved your proposal for the What If, the Watcher being the host.
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, that would be such a missed opportunity if they didn't do that. And I wanted to ask you what films or written pieces or were the key critical things to your life to start you on your path to being a writer?
That's a good question. I mean, I would credit my father for kind of getting me into pop culture. I mean, you have all the Alien Funkos and stuff.
Yeah.
So we would have these things when we were young. My mom would be out for the night with her friends or whatever, and we'd have mystery movie night, and he would put on a VHS. Remember those? And we would have to guess, and if we guessed it right, we would get a prize. But usually he would put on a movie that was way beyond what we were used to. We were young kids.
Yeah.
I have 3 siblings. And we, one of those movies was Alien.
So great.
And it's I was a young kid and I was just terrified.
Mm-hmm.
And just years later, I rediscovered it. I was kind of emotionally scarred from that.
And it helped you that.
Yeah. Yeah. In the long run, it kind of just stuck in my subconscious. And then years later, I discovered it and got into the whole Alien franchise, and that led to Predator.
Good.
And
yeah. What's your favorite Alien movie? It's
a good question.
I mean, it's hard because they're so different.
Yeah. Like I said to you before we started recording, there's only really 2 good Alien movies.
He likes Resurrection.
Oh gosh.
That's
actually, compared to Alien 3, that's a masterpiece. But written by Joss Whedon.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even look into that.
But I would have to say Aliens, I guess.
Yeah, Aliens was the main thing for me. I can quote so many lines from it. And, Hicks was my favorite character.
That's Bill Paxton, right?
Bill Paxton was Hudson. Yeah. Rest in peace, Bill.
Hicks was the one who died at the beginning of Alien 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Such a waste.
Okay.
I hated Alien 3 and the fact that they threw him off like that. Because in the comics that were not canon, Newt and Hicks survived and they were with Ripley and stuff.
Well, they were in the original draft of Alien 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And plus I don't know. The Alien 3 had a lot of issues because it was just behind the scenes stuff, and they actually wanted to make it a monk planet, a wooden planet to take place.
Right, a space station.
Mm-hmm.
It has some good, even the finished product has a few okay ideas.
Yeah.
But the execution.
Yeah.
Sorry, David Fincher.
I know. We were just saying that before recording. David Fincher just does not want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And it's a tough thing.
We should get him on the podcast and force him to talk about it.
I know.
Just tie him into
breaking
this chair.
news. Yeah, breaking news. David Fincher held hostage. So funny. But Is there any written pieces that really affected your life besides VHS tapes?
I mean, one of the, I guess going back, just the Harry Potter series, I'm a big fan of. I just devoured those as a kid. I'm trying to think what else. Like, I would read the Charlie Bone books. Do you remember those? Mm-hmm. Those were kind of like a Harry Potter knockoff series.
Yeah.
You're like the only other person I've ever met that has actually read that series.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's the other one?
Me.
Yeah, I see. I didn't even read it.
I don't even remember most of it, but they should make a movie out of it. That's like ripe for a fantasy series.
Yeah.
It's just like kids with powers.
Right. Like you got, Miss Peregrine's was awful. That was supposed to like launch a franchise.
That was supposed to be big. Yeah. They're hyping it up. And
they have, what's the other one? Oh, I just had it, and I forgot. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
If I think about it, if I remember it, I'll let you know.
But I was just thinking of Animorphs. You guys remember those?
Yes.
Like they had the coolest covers,
yeah.
And I'd always have them out late on the library card. I'm like, I don't know where it is. It's like it's legit just at home.
I would never read them. I would just look at the covers.
Yeah, it would just be the covers, and I think they should bring that back. I was just thinking about it.
That was a show too, right?
Yeah, it was a show.
Was it?
Yeah, it was a live action show.
It on Nickelodeon, maybe?
Yeah, it was a Nickelodeon. I think it was a movie, like a one movie thing. Wow, this is like hitting me.
I don't remember that. I remember I used to read those books when I was younger, but
well, that's the thing. I think nostalgia is running a lot in Hollywood.
Yeah, for sure.
I was just watching Ready Player One. Holy crap!
Have you read the book?
I heard it's really different.
The book is much better than the movie.
I heard it's more violent too.
Yes.
Like deaths. Like
Yeah,
I won't
is.
spoil it, but yeah.
I just think it just has more kind of depth because obviously the movie had to make a lot of choices that make sense when you read the book. It makes sense.
I like it though.
No, it's a nostalgia rush and
it's nostalgia bomb.
Spielberg was the only one who could have made that movie.
It was such a Spielberg movie too. It felt like it. I was just like, really? There's Asian characters that still have Asian accents in this movie? Like I was just like, really, Steven? It's the future. It's like 2040. I was like, whatever. I'll let it pass. But like, with your whole passion behind pop culture and nerd culture, I was telling you, it's so mainstream now with Avengers breaking the records and. I was telling you, like, the reason I do the show is because there's a lot of people that are low key about this stuff. And how do you think about the climate today for nerd culture and how it's just expanding?
Yeah, I mean, I did an interview a few weeks ago for my my fraternity's website, Profiled Me, and I was just talking about how like everything has just become so accessible to everybody. Like, look at memes.
They're so fast.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm sure you're aware of the Thanos Ant-Man meme.
Yeah. Thanos.
Yes. the infamous Thanos meme.
Going up Thanos' ass.
Yeah, I mean, so it's just cool how things like a movie comes out and days later, if that. There's just such a little lag time between the audience getting it and then them taking it and turning it into something, transforming it almost.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard because you're making this new environment where, like, these corporations or whatever, they want to do advertisements, they can't catch up. A meme can be old in, like, half a day. And there's no, like, it doesn't last that long because we're on to the next thing.
Yeah, some have better shelf lives than others.
Yeah, so I also want to reference back to, your life. It's just... where's your first internship in like Marvel, like sci-fi, like what was the order for that?
So at Drexel we have the co-op system. You guys know what that is?
Yeah, that's what they're known for.
Yeah,
like Drexel.
That business, the business school and engineering. So you're interning for 6 months at a place instead of going to classes. And my first two co-ops actually had nothing to do with what I do now. My first was working for the English department in their like social media publicity team for the school, and the second one was I was working for a bunch of different places. One of them was like a B2B pharmaceutical marketing company.
Oh, that's interesting.
Way out of my wheelhouse. I mean, it was interesting. People were really nice, just not what I was interested in doing. And then finally for my third co-op I split between CNBC in New Jersey and Marvel, which was just incredible.
That's had to be such a dream.
It was unreal, and I got to go to Comic-Con with them. I met Chadwick Boseman before like he blew up. This was like 2 years before Black Panther came out. It's like, he wasn't as well known.
You got it in fast.
Yeah. Got a selfie.
You have a lot of pictures with celebrities.
Yeah, I don't know how much they enjoy doing it with me, but
whatever.
I do it for the likes. Okay.
Sure, yeah. He's a big Instagram guy. Just playing.
But yeah, I mean, working at Marvel, just they have a lot of really cool art hanging in the office, and I was on their podcast a few times, and just really great being in that environment. And I write for them now. I freelance for them for their website.
Oh wow, that's amazing. It's so like being a writer. Let's talk to the audience. Like, how do you get these positions being a writer? Is it like a competition of like they see your work and they examine it? Because that's how I'm curious. Like, how do they know you're qualified to do this
Right.
and that? So as a writer, what do you think?
I mean, it really is. It's a mix of experience and connections. I would say
That's life.
it's when they say it's not what you know, it's who you know. It's not always that, but it definitely does play a part. But also, you just need to keep writing, building up your clips, as they say, so you have proof of concept, basically, of what you're capable of.
Yeah.
And I had been writing for the Hollywood Reporter, working at Fox News at the same time. Don't judge me.
Oh my God.
I was working there for about 6 months after I graduated. Was not loving it, so I quit. Went freelance full time. Before I quit, I got an email from Syfy, from my editor now. And he's like, "Hey, the guy at the Hollywood Reporter recommended me to you, or recommended you to me."
Nice.
And that's how I got started with Syfy, and I'm just so lucky and grateful. I work with such great people, get to do such cool things.
That's amazing. So
yeah.
where are these locations at? Are you still on the East Coast? Or
Yeah,
West?
I mean, I'm here. I'm local. I work from home. I can work from anywhere with a Wi-Fi
laptop,
signal.
yeah.
I was at a Stranger Things convention for work last weekend in
That
Secaucus.
sounds so awesome.
Yeah, I got to see Millie Bobby Brown. I interviewed the little girl from last season who played Lucas's little sister.
Okay,
in
yeah.
season 2. But there was no Wi-Fi there,
Ah.
and if you had to buy it for like $40. So I'm like, okay, fine, I'll buy it, but like you couldn't even get it. So like it was just when you don't have Wi-Fi and you work in this business, it's a
brutal.
pain. Like I was working off my hotspot signal, which is just not ideal.
It's funny because I use the Hollywood Reporter so much for like movie news.
Yeah,
And
yeah, they're one of the trades that them and Variety are the
Yeah.
two big ones.
And like you're honestly hearing your story is like a dream because I grew up with Syfy too, and like
Oh yeah,
before they changed the logo to SYFY, like
it's changed a bunch over the years.
yeah, it definitely has. So do you just throw out how many articles are you throwing out a day? Like, is there a set you have to do?
It really depends. For Syfy, like I'm a reporter most of the time, so it depends really on the day. So some days, there could be one piece of news that I do, or there could be 10. It really varies depending on what's breaking out there in the world of genre, and we only focus on sci-fi, fantasy,
And that's like easy for us.
Yeah, exactly, and horror. So we're not covering across the board. So there's not.
It's a tight niche.
Exactly, but it's a fun niche, and like you, I grew up, watching this, and I'm just doing what I love. So like, it's just incredible.
Yeah, no, I just think a lot of people do things in life, and they just try to get by and just for money. But like when I hear you and I'm talking to you like in person, like I see, like you're just living your life and you're doing what you love, which is I don't think everyone has that opportunity to do. And if you can tie your passion to that, your job, it's just so critical. And I wanted to get into I feel like you're involved in your Jewish community, right? Actively involved. So like, have you done anything for the community? Like hosted anything?
I'm trying to think. I mean, not really. I mean, I still keep in touch with my Chabad rabbi from college who calls me every week, and we do like a 2-minute learning session.
Oh, that's nice.
So it's just nice to stay connected, and I'm a huge proponent of mixing my culture with pop culture.
Oh, wow.
So if I could ever tie, like I recently did a story for Forbes on a comic coming out in the fall about a guy hunting Nazis after World War II. So I love the kind of convergence of those two things. And I'm in the middle of Man in the High Castle right now, season 3. I'm a little late, but I just interviewed the head VFX supervisors earlier in the week, so I got back into it. And just seeing like the Jewish characters, hiding from the Nazis and starting their own civilization. That's
interesting.
It's cool.
And yeah, I actually read that up on you, like how you love that blend. Is there any like other literature and movies that you looked at to really pertain to that, like that combination of your Jewish religion and pop culture?
So there's a few. I mean, I'm a big alternate history guy.
Mm-hmm.
So like a lot of it has to do with Nazis winning World War II, Fatherland, SSGB.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think what else. American Eagle with a K. These are all great examples of the genre, and I loved it so much that I wrote my own book that I'm still trying to get published.
Nice,
that's set in that genre, and the main character is a Holocaust survivor.
Oh wow!
So it's again bringing together what I love and just putting it out there in the world.
This is like the podcast for me. It's like I love talking to people because everyone has a story, and sometimes I don't have like big names as guests. Well, maybe something.
Well, you have me now, so
yeah,
what am
exactly.
I? Chop liver.
I got Tony Stark over here, but the point is, when I'm here, everyone has a story.
Mm-hmm.
I had some mental health advocates, and people would message me like, "Oh, that really helped knowing that someone someone who is looked to highly is struggling just as much as I am." Because when I originally made this podcast, it's for recent graduates like us, and in that weird little funk of a time it is,
right?
Because some people are doing grad school and they kind of feel like their self-worth is down, because you're just like, when am I gonna make it? Or like you're graduating, job's not guaranteed, like everyone wants like a master's or something. So it's like, it's cool that we're doing the same thing, just linking these passions together. And
it truly is a mashup.
Oh,
you said it.
Ding, ding.
You said the
There
title.
you go. See, we just made history. Well, that's the reason
we're in the end game now.
Yeah. How many quotes are we gonna get at this? This is the end game. But I mean, the mashup. The reason why it's called the mashup is because it's a life talk and then it's a movie talk.
Right.
And people are like, why don't you just like? Because when you try to get your brand out there and you market it, they're like, oh, you have to niche down and really narrow it. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do like a 2-in-1.
Right. I mean,
whatever.
pop culture it's such a broad thing. There's so many. It's a mashup of. I said it again. Yeah. Of so many different topics and genres and people. It's great.
Yeah. No, it really is. And I actually just read. Speaking of Jewish culture, like I read Tattooists of Auschwitz. You should look into that.
Yeah, it's
really true story.
It's sitting on my mother's desk right now at home, and I've been meaning to read it.
Yeah,
I hear it's good.
No, it's really good. It's like a New York Times bestseller. Yeah. If you guys are looking for a quick read.
I feel like we kind of brushed over the fact that you said you wrote a book and you're trying to publish it right now.
Yeah.
What is that?
Do you want
like
details? Or can you give out details?
Yeah, I mean it's a neo-noir alternate history murder mystery set in Los Angeles in the late 50s.
Okay.
Oh wow.
And the main character is a Holocaust survivor who also works for the LAPD. Won't say any more than that. Trying to solve a mystery.
Okay.
But the process, I mean, is pretty hard to get it out there. Like if you're not self-publishing, it's hard because you need to get an agent.
Yeah.
Then they need to get publishers interested, and it's a whole process. So right now I'm sending it out to agents and seeing who's interested. Nobody's bitten yet, but hopeful. I just hired an editor. She went through it, and I went through it myself. So I think it's stronger now. Knock on wood. Cool. This isn't wood.
Plastic. So the actual, how long were you actually writing this for?
About 2.5 years.
Oh man!
So it took me
at least you're not George R. R. Martin.
Yeah.
He needs to pick it up.
8 years of books.
Yeah. Do you read the books?
No, I think I'm gonna read after.
Okay.
Because whatever, fuck it, I'm gonna spoil it. Because in the books where they left off, Jon Snow just got stabbed.
Oh wow! So they're way off.
They're way off. And George R. R. Martin, the fun fact, he gave him, he gave D.B. Weiss and producers just a skeleton of like what he wanted. But yet again, it's so different because Catelyn Stark is like a reanimated zombie.
Right, I wanted that. Like I heard that she comes. That would have been awesome, badass to see her killing. I mean, Arya killing the Freys is also really cool. Yeah. But seeing Catelyn come back and getting revenge is just.
She's a whole different character, and she's not a good guy in the book. She's like, she doesn't talk because her throat's slit, and she's kind of like this angry, vengeful spirit. And I'm like, dude, they missed an opportunity for that.
Right.
And I mean, what are your thoughts on the season so far?
I'm just happy. Like I people are entitled to, complain about what they want to complain about. I'm just happy that we have more Game of Thrones. It's been 2 years, right? 2 years, year and a half, whatever it's been. And I'm just glad to be back in this world and seeing all these kind of fan service moments, all these characters coming together and, battle against the Night King and the White Walkers. So, I mean, yeah, there definitely are things that are it's a shorter season, so they have to really condense. And once it's over next week, people are going to complain that it's no longer here. So
isn't that crazy to think that's
I know.
ending?
Well, we have the spin-offs coming.
There's 3, and I'm like, I guess, but like, George, just get the fucking books done, buddy. Like, get the books done.
Well, it's funny because he did a 60 minutes special that aired before or after the season 8 premiere, and he said that the book's ending won't be as different as the show's ending. So it'll be interesting to see how it ends next week.
I mean, so he has to do 2 more books. He has to do Winds of Winter,
right,
and then something of Spring.
Song of Spring,
yeah. And I this is what I think he's gonna do, and please God, let me be right. Like, let him drop the books at the same time. Like, that's why it's taking him so long,
Right.
And he's old too, and he's not in the best shape.
Yeah.
So.
You think he's like going back and forth between writing books? Like, he's writing a little bit of Winds of Winter, and then.
Well, he does a lot of side books too. It's like, yo,
if he like dropped it next week, that would be insane. Just
yeah.
I think the world
Beyonce'd it.
Yeah. Just
call out of work for a week. Just
just
you
hole yourself up in your room.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, you write in a letter to your boss like, I can't show up. The Night King's back.
Yeah.
But Jon Snow, is he coming back? I don't know. I gotta read the book.
That would be genius though, like they did with the Cloverfield Paradox 2 Super Bowls ago. I mean, it was a shit movie, but
thank you.
The marketing was genius.
It was genius because it was just like, oh, what is this? And
Yeah.
they spent guap for that position in the Super Bowl. That movie's just horrible.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was a big fan of the first Cloverfield. I still am.
There were so many theories about it.
Yeah, and the second one was good.
Yeah,
it was okay.
No, it's a multiverse. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, whatever. They were actually supposed to do the movie Overlord was supposed to be tied in.
That was rumored, I believe.
Mhm.
I mean, that was like one of my favorite movies of
Oh.
2018.
It was really good, and Kurt Russell's kid in there.
Yeah,
He's great.
not to name drop too much. I met him once at a press junket for when
Just
he
keep name dropping, man.
I met him once. It was a cool guy when he did that Richard Linklater movie. Everybody
Mhm.
Wants Some.
hmm
And he played like the stoner guy on the baseball team.
He looks like a stoner. He looks like a stoner, but he talks like his dad too. Like
He
has
looks
the-
like his
he
like a
has the
young Kurt
mannerisms.
Russell. So
Yeah.
they should really like just remake like Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh my
Wyatt
God,
Russell.
they're doing that. They
Yeah,
are
with The
doing
Rock,
that.
I think.
With The Rock.
Yeah,
This guy's everywhere.
yeah.
I just hope it's good because I love any John Carpenter movie, whether it's vampires, the Thing.
Right.
You just
Shut up, The Thing.
Yeah, you just sparked something in my mind. Why don't they do a sequel to The Thing and have Kurt Russell's son play as McCready?
That's a good point. Or and then he could like I don't know if he survived or something.
Yeah.
Return is because he's so not super old, but like father son. So I'd be down for that. Why not?
No, it's so many ideas. See, we're just like riffing and nerding out right now.
Are you listening, Hollywood?
Yeah, you should.
We're not even asking for money here. Just take the ideas and make them.
See, listen, you guys fucked up Sonic. And now you like, this is like how they're, the guys in the nice jackets and like they don't really care about the property. Like Sonic is just such
I mean, I wasn't on the. I was like,
whatever.
It's a trailer, like
Mhm.
the special like it comes out in November, I think. So the special effects aren't even done. I thought it like you have to bring him into our world, so making him kind of look more. I mean, I know they're gonna redesign him anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, the director said they're gonna redesign him.
He tweeted it. That's fun.
But yeah, like I wasn't like I was waiting to just give the movie a chance. I know Jim Carrey's gonna
Yeah.
knock it out of the park as Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah, and that's like the seller for me because
Yeah.
Jim Carrey's back in a movie. I'm gonna watch it. And it's Sonic. Like I'm not a huge Sonic fan, but still like I'll watch it. And Sonic. We talked about this before in other episodes. Like Sonic was known for the music and stuff, and it's weird seeing Gangster's Paradise. With it. I'm like,
and like the rings are like Doctor Strange portals.
Yeah.
I'm
I noticed
intrigued.
that.
I'm intrigued. Like it's a video game. You got to build out the universe a little bit. Like, have you guys seen Detective Pikachu yet?
No.
Okay, I just saw that last week,
What
and
do you think?
it was great.
Yeah, I heard.
Go see
Okay,
it.
I heard it was fun, and let's remember it's meant for kids. And
Yeah.
I heard there wasn't a lot of Pokemon battles.
Yes, I mean it's more of a noir
Mhm.
movie than I would say it's a Pokemon movie, which I
Mhm.
liked because they're not like relying. It's kind of I don't know how to verbalize it, but it was fun. Like it's not just for kids. I would say it's for everybody.
Yeah.
It definitely has a lot of heart, and if you're a fan of the franchise, you should go see it.
And I heard like the world building's amazing.
Yes.
And this is good because the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, and the CGI is incredible.
It's
like
good.
this is what we've wanted. Like if you played these games and you wish that you had like a pet Pikachu at
Yeah.
your side or whatever, this is the movie for you.
Charizard looks badass.
Yes,
like the
he is.
detail. It's
Yes.
Like, instead of him like, you know, just like the little details they have on him, like I'm like, okay, it's still a video game movie, but you know, I'll accept it.
Right, and I think that it doesn't, it's not just relying on the video games. It has the show as well. It has all those movies, so it's not, it doesn't have the challenge that some video game movies have. And it does make a few references. I won't spoil anything, but to things we've seen before in the animated universe. So you get those little Easter eggs.
Yeah, I mean, I want to ask you this: what's your favorite video game movie? Oof, tough one.
You know, what's out? Like we have Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, horrible.
It might just be that because it's just like the story about it is just so weird.
I have to rewatch.
It's such a weird movie, and the making of it is even weirder.
Isn't it like John Leguizamo?
Yeah, John Leguizamo, Bob Hoskins, Dennis Hopper, Fiona Shaw. I forget what the actress who plays Daisy as. Husband Annabelle Jankel and Rocky Morton, I think are their names. It was a husband-wife team. They were like fighting on set. Like they wouldn't even talk to each other. I think like these are like don't take this as fact, but like
TMZ's on line one.
Like but like John Leguizamo's gone on record saying like that him and Bob Hoskins like had to get drunk all the time just to get through the shoot. Like it was just it was insane. But what other movies are out there?
I'll give you my answer. Mortal Kombat.
Okay, that's from the 90s,
It's so
right?
fun. Yeah.
I have not seen it.
Oh my god, you have to get on that.
I was never a big Mortal Kombat guy.
Oh,
to
really?
Be honest.
Like what type of video games do you play?
When I did, like I played, Mario 64, DK 64. I was big on the GameCube, Super Mario Sunshine, Mario Party, and then when the Wii came out, that's when I started to kind of stop paying attention.
Yeah, I don't really have a Wii. GameCube was prime.
That is like my favorite. That and the Nintendo 64 are my favorite consoles of all time.
I think my top games on the GameCube is like Luigi's Mansion.
Yes, Luigi. They should make a movie of that.
Yeah, like Melee. This was a good one. When they had Resident Evil 4 come out for the GameCube, and like the fact that the graphics could hold up on a Nintendo system, and it was a violent game.
See, I never put like my brother was the big like shoot 'em up horror games.
Yeah,
and I was kind of the more light-hearted.
Yeah. That's funny. So like, so I was gonna ask you that. Like, do you like horror movies as well?
I didn't used to, and I'm developing a taste for them. I've been developing a taste for them over time. I think
some recommendations. I think the '90s was really a good time for horror movies. Really established.
What are some of your favorites?
I love Halloween. I think it's Halloween. The main bad guys like Freddy Krueger and Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees. I'm not really a big. I mean, I think Halloween's like my favorite slasher type of old school movie, and then Freddy Krueger's like a whole different thing. Hellraiser, it's okay.
Yeah, to make it a new one.
Yeah, finally, because they did so many side like spin-off movies, and I'm like, all right, but it's the era of rebooting.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen a Hellraiser movie. To be quite frank.
Yeah, well, they're doing Candyman. Have you ever watched that?
I have not watched Candyman. I've been doing some reporting on it.
Yeah,
and learning more about it as I write about it. Well,
it's getting produced by Jordan Peele. So.
Right.
And they have a female African-American director, which is great to hear.
Yeah.
And
did you what's his face is going to be in it? The guy from Get Out. And Sorry to Bother You.
No, they casted the Candyman, the actual villain. It was the guy from Aquaman who played Black Manta.
Yes. I cannot pronounce his name.
His name's hard.
It's a long Yahya Mateen the second or something like that. Awesome name. Just can't I apologize for not being able to pronounce it. If I ever meet him, I'll ask him.
Chances are he's gonna meet him. But like that's the thing. Like I said, this is the era of remakes, which I think is great. But just make sure you have passion behind it. That's Hollywood. But I do want to hark back to. So I want to mention Fresh Ink for Teens. Like, are you still a social media manager for things like that?
No, I have not been. Them and New York Blueprint, I'm no longer working for. They're both two Jewish publications. Fresh Ink for Teens is like a high school online e-zine, I guess, for Jewish high school students to write about stuff, pop culture to op-eds, anything really. Like they could do cartoons, poems.
Yeah. And how long was that? Like when you were involved?
Like 2.5 years, I think.
2.5 years.
Yeah. They switched editors. She's a really great editor right now, Lily Weinberg, who's in charge of it.
Nice.
Sup, Lily. And
New York. Hey.
And New York Blueprint, actually, they work out of the same office, which is funny. And that's kind of like it's for like Jewish young professionals in New York.
Mhm.
So it was more focused towards like events in New York and stuff that you could do. But I was more focused on, pop culture news, talking to cool people with a Jewish spin.
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, it's talking about your religion, you're really tying and you're being involved in that community.
Mhm.
And I definitely wanted to bring that up because that's cool you're being involved, because I'm like a horrible Catholic. I was like, after confirmation, I was just out and I don't even, haven't been to church.
Everybody's on their own path, man.
Yeah.
Can't judge.
And so what's the future for you, being a writer? You gonna stick with sci-fi for a while? Or?
Future, I hope an Oscar one day.
Yeah.
And well, for right now, let's get the book published.
Yeah.
If you're a publisher and agent listening, let's get it done. But yeah, I mean, see where this goes. I'd love to kind of become, a screenwriter or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just kind of cruising right now, hustling, doing what I love.
I think that's the best way to live your life.
Yeah.
Go as is, but have a little bit of a plan.
Right, because you never know what'll come your way. Like, I never imagined I'd be freelancing right now.
Or even on this fucking podcast in my room.
Yeah.
But
happy to be here.
yeah, thank you for coming. Do you still blog or anything like Weiss over Rice?
I do. That's more recent. That's just kind of the place where if a certain pitch gets rejected by all of the places I write for,
Mm-hmm.
that's where it goes.
Oh wow.
So it's usually I don't know, usually whatever I feel like writing. I just did one. The last one was about Dark Phoenix.
Oh my god.
And it had a Jewish spin to it because the director's Jewish. Simon Kinberg, who also wrote it.
Kimberg. He's
Berg.
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's
Berg.
Jewish. And he was just talking about how Magneto founds like this mutant haven, Genosha, which is from the comics, and he was kind of comparing it to Israel and post Holocaust years.
Wow.
Sort of like, so it was kind of just me, like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So I want to write about that. So I did.
Yeah, no, that's very interesting. I didn't even think about that because I heard Simon Kinberg everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in the. This is his first directorial debut. This is a directorial debut.
Ooh, that's interesting.
But he's been producing and writing the X-Men movies for since the beginning.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on X-Men coming to Marvel Studios?
I'm excited.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're not going to do it for a while, but it'll be interesting to see how they kind of incorporate them into this universe.
Yeah, especially how if you guys should have seen Endgame by now. But like the way they wrapped it up, like I don't, I want them to have the full lineup mixed with the mutants.
Right. Well, have you seen the new Spider-Man trailer that came out a few days ago? So,
oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, with Mysterio, they're hinting at a multiverse. So there's, some people are theorizing that's how they'll bring in the X-Men. That's how they'll bring in the Fantastic Four. And Galactus and all that, but
I think Galactus is next. Yeah.
The big bad. But they're also saying Mysterio's a known liar. He has been since he first debuted in the '60s, I think it was. He's a master of illusion, so he could be lying.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I'm actually excited for that, and the possibilities are endless right now. And it's just the Earth 616, and he's from another one.
Right.
And in the comics, like his universe has Spider-Man UK, who's like a British version of Spider-Man,
Right.
and like with Into the Spider-Verse, like, can we collide?
It's ripe for crossover, and it's the hot thing right now, especially after it won the Oscar.
Oh god! And Disney's just taking over the world. It's just that's where you want to start working, people. It sucks because like it's good for us content wise,
right?
But it sucks because people, like thousands of people, are losing their jobs.
Yeah, I mean it's give and take for sure. But once the dust settles, I think it'll kind of give us some exciting things.
Yeah, there was actually a lot of news this week because Avatar, and it was like a Disney Fox release schedule.
Yeah, I wrote the story on that for Syfy. And they pushed off Avatar, all the Avatar sequels, but they also have like 3 Star Wars movies on there, untitled. So it'll be cool to see.
It's cool because they actually interchanged. Avatar has this year or Christmas. Star Wars has this year.
Right.
So I'm like, Disney, you are goddamn smart. Like you're just like all money for them.
Make gangbusters.
Yeah, and it's up to Avatar 5, and we only had 1 movie.
I know. Like, I don't really know what's been taking so long. And has anybody really been asking?
No.
I'm gonna see it in theaters. Like, as I say, like I like hedge what I say with.
Yeah.
Nobody asked for this, but yeah, I'm gonna be in a seat opening day.
Yeah,
of course.
yeah.
James Cameron can always have my money.
Yeah, he deserves it.
He can reach into my back pocket and take out my wallet.
Yeah. It's funny because let's say Terminator. He's producing that,
Right.
and
Terminator Dark Fate, which
Dark Fate.
kind of a silly title.
Yeah, I mean, I heard if James is on,
Right.
Jim's on it. I guess I'll support it. And
Of
it's the
course.
director of Deadpool,
Right, Tim Miller.
who's passionate about it. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, all these like John Carpenter, just produced and did the music for the new Halloween. So
I love
all these
that.
directors, these legendary directors are coming back and being involved, which is great.
and I love how Carpenter, the music,
Yeah.
he's coming back. Like, I loved Halloween, like the remake or sequel.
Yeah.
And, kind of retconned all the previous
Yeah.
ones. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Oh, you're building it up. Have you watched all the Halloweens?
I've only seen I've seen like bits and pieces of all the sequels.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen the first one, and I saw the new one.
Yeah.
And that's all you really need to see
Mhm.
because it's a direct sequel to the original. I was expecting a little more, to be honest, but
Mhm.
I liked it for what it was.
Mhm.
It's good to see Michael Myers back and killing people and
Yeah. And he's
going back to basics.
he's a shape. Like, he's not like,
Yeah.
if you guys don't know Michael Myers, like, he has like a curse that keeps him like alive.
Right. Well, the Curse of Thorn.
Thorn curse.
But they got rid of that for the
Yeah.
for the new movie, like, 'cause
Mhm.
like it just got too convoluted. But
yeah. And you don't want to make a sequel when you have to, like, have all this weight on your chest.
right, all the
you know?
baggage.
Yeah.
But I think the Curse of Thorn thing is cool. I
Well,
like that.
so we say we have our love for aliens, and you've definitely heard this, Neil Blomkamp, Alien 5.
Yeah, and rumor was that Ridley Scott like quashed it, right?
Yeah,
Is that true, or
I'm
again
so
we're in the
pissed.
rumor mill here at
Whatever.
the Mash-up?
I know.
We said it again.
We said it. There we go. I think that's 3 times. It's Ridley needs to step away from the property, in my opinion. We need new blood. Yet again, Neil his track record.
Right.
It's
Well,
not
his
great.
yeah, like District
okay.
9, super promising, and
Yes.
then after that, Chappie, Elysium. I never saw Chappie. I didn't like Elysium.
Elysium's alright,
Yeah, so like it kind of, but he's very ambitious.
and he's visual.
Yeah, and if you're working in the Alien universe, it's not like you're creating something from scratch. So
No.
he would be able to kind of give his vision to this already established universe.
Yeah, and I think the part that's intriguing, because we said this off air, like, it's gonna retcon all the Alien movies after Aliens.
Oh, is that what it is? Is he still working on it, or is
No, it's
okay.
pretty much dead in the water for
Mhm.
now, and it sucked because he was gonna bring back Hicks and Newt.
Wow.
And this concept art was just ridiculous, like, so detailed. And yet again, it's concept art. Like, it happens a lot for movies,
Right.
and pretty much dead in the water. But it sucks because Sigourney was hyping it up.
Mhm.
She was like, "Oh, Neil loved Aliens. He like used to like wear the tapes down because he would rewind them and watch them so many times." And it sucks because Ridley has final say
Right.
on a lot of things, but he hasn't. Everybody's like, "Oh, he's back because of The Martian,"
Right.
and I'm like,
And
okay.
Covenant was was slightly better than Prometheus, but that's not saying a lot because Prometheus was terrible.
Yeah.
But Covenant ended on an intriguing note, so I want him to see it through, just as a fan.
Just to end it,
Yeah.
have like one more movie
Yeah.
and wrap it up. Covenant was a missed opportunity, though, in my eyes, because with the engineers.
Mhm.
I'm like-
Oh yeah.
I'm like, so that was a waste of time.
Yeah.
Like,
And it was like all in the promotional materials. Like they gave us like
Yeah.
more backstory there than they did in the movie.
and then they left us with more questions than actual
Yeah.
answers. So I don't know. It's Hollywood, and movies come and go. There's gonna be reboots everywhere.
Mhm.
So I mean, what are you looking forward to for movie wise? Like, really excited for?
That's a good question. Definitely Spider-Man: Far From Home. That's the big one this summer. What else? I'm trying to think what else is like coming out.
I saw the It trailer.
Yes.
Oh my god. You see that,
Huge.
Ryan?
Yeah.
The It 2 trailer?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah, I'm a big It fan.
creepy. Oh, I've got chills right now.
Have you guys read the books?
No, I have to read it. Well, I
That's a
know.
great book.
I don't know how they're gonna, fight it, because it's a ritual chewed happening. Chud chewed.
I think they are gonna use that for the sequel,
Mhm.
and show how it came to Earth like during the dinosaur times,
Yeah.
which I'm just so super stoked for this as a huge fan
yeah.
of the book. I think it might be like my favorite book ever.
Yeah, I have to read that because it's like 1,000 pages.
Like 1,000, 1,600, something like that. But
like,
it's worth it.
You're getting a lot of character development.
Yeah,
From that.
I read it in like 3 weeks.
Huh.
Just blazed through it.
No, that's awesome. It's just like, I love the TV show. Well,
The miniseries.
TV, yeah, the TV
Miniseries,
movie.
yeah.
That was fun for what it is, and like that time, like
Mhm.
that this shower scene will always be in my head.
You know, I've never
kid.
seen the miniseries. I've seen like bits of Tim Curry's performance.
Tim Curry,
who was just
makes that role.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love who's playing. what's his name?
Bill Skarsgård.
Skarsgård. Yeah. He's a great actor for that
Yeah.
too. And if you guys don't know it's not just like a clown. It's like interdimensional, crazy stuff. Like
Yeah, it's like it's Lovecraft, basically.
yeah,
Lovecraftian.
it is Lovecraftian, and it's like it's mind bending. So to see what Andy Muschietti, I think that's his name.
Yeah.
And what he does with it, and this has Andy Muschietti's like stamp all over it, like from the tone, the color palette, because he directed Mama. And I was watching after I watched the It trailer, I watched Mama. I'm like, this is like the same.
Really,
Yeah.
I've never seen Mama, but I know it was produced by Guillermo del Toro. So
Oh, I didn't even know that. I know Andy directed it, but it's okay.
Mhm.
You know, I think it got popularized off like the internet. Like it was like a short skit.
Right, it was a short film at first, and then it got
Mhm.
turned into and with Del Toro's support, it
Mhm.
turned into
And
this big thing.
That's crazy because the internet influences how much it
Oh, yeah.
influences like what we're doing today. Because Lights Out, that was a
Right.
short. If you guys remember that, that was a short. It was just like it was like a foreign skit, and like someone was turning the lights and on and off, and then it was like 2 minutes, 3 minutes of a clip, and they made a full out Hollywood movie.
Right now, and that director went on to make Shazam.
Oh my god, I didn't see that yet.
That is great.
Yeah, what do you think about the DC universe? I think it's doing good.
It's picking up.
Mhm.
I mean, I was a fan already. Like, I don't get the hate for Batman vs Superman, Justice League. I like those movies.
Mhm.
But it's definitely like, you know, for what, you know, after all the hate that it's gotten, it definitely is starting to find its voice, and has a lot to do with focusing on standalone movies,
Mhm.
because they're putting aside the shared universe for now and just focusing on standalones.
So since you work for Syfy, are you watching what's that Superman spinoff? It's like
Krypton.
Yeah, Krypton. Are you watching that?
Here and there.
Yeah. Have you watched Gotham at all?
I could not get past the first 2 episodes.
I don't like it either, to be honest.
There's just so many I have not watched the latest seasons of all the Netflix Marvel shows,
Yeah,
but
well, they're getting canceled.
yeah, they're canceled anyway, but yeah, I mean, like, I want to watch all these shows. There's just so many.
Yeah, because you know DC's having their streaming service, and I just saw Swamp Thing, the trailer for that.
That looks cool.
Looks interesting, like horror.
Right, and what was just we have Brightburn coming out later this month,
Yeah,
which is also
that's
horror.
so funny. I mean,
yeah.
funny as in like how the trailer was like
Yeah.
Man of Steel's title cards.
Yeah, like the font.
Right.
You know, but yeah, it's cool. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it's just a crazy take on Superman. This is what Batman envisioned, pretty much.
What do you mean by?
Superman being a bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when
Yeah.
Batman v Superman. I like Batman v
Yeah,
Superman.
like, it's like his worst nightmare.
Yeah, and I just think if you just take it for what it is, Batman v Superman, it's fine. It's just, you know, a little cluttered, and I think they're kind of relying on us knowing information,
Mhm.
you know, like that. But it is. Maybe I'll look back and I'll be like, wow, it was really
Yeah,
good.
you never know. It
So-
could be like Empire Strikes Back
Mhm.
of that franchise.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I think another good movie that kind of gets like shitted on is Glass. Have you seen that?
I have, yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it was definitely a little underwhelming.
Mm-hmm. And the pacing was kind of off.
Yeah, but it was like just cool to see that universe come together, and
Mhm.
the twist was good.
Mm-hmm.
Classic Shyamalan twist.
Shyamalan, yeah. I would love to have you at
Another
night.
Philly boy.
Yeah, see, I was actually at the playoff game, and I saw
Oh,
him.
really?
I was like, yeah, I'll be on my show. But I was in the nosebleed seat,
Oh,
so he
okay.
didn't hear me. But yeah, no, I loved
Next
Glass.
time, like, pelt popcorn or something at him.
Yeah,
until he
I'll-
notices.
from my nosebleed seats. Yeah. And Glass, I think, was great. It's just it went a way that people didn't expect it, and that was the point of the movie.
Mhm.
You know, like
Right.
you know, I guess the ending, like people think it's gonna go one way the whole time, but it just goes a different way.
Right. I mean, I wrote for my blog like how it basically is Shyamalan rejecting mainstream mainstream superhero culture
And that's
and
the
shared
art.
universes.
And
So
that's the art.
it's like a statement.
It's
deep.
such a statement. I was just like, this is great, and it got like a 50 on Rotten Tomatoes or 40.
Yeah,
I'm like,
no,
ugh.
it didn't deserve all that. Yeah,
Rotten Tomatoes is something, man. I think that's the go-to for everyone.
yeah, and it's the standard to which we all look to see if a movie's good or not.
Yeah, Detective Pikachu's like a 60. Like
Yeah,
now.
no, it should be way up there.
Yeah.
99.999
Yeah?
at least.
Wow.
That's high praise, dude.
I'll tone it down, like 90, 95%.
Okay.
It's good. Go see it.
Yeah,
I don't know why like I'm hawking it. Like I was not involved in the movie at all.
He's getting paid by Warner Bros. Right now.
I actually know somebody who worked on the CGI for it. But
There it is.
what's that?
There it is, man.
Yeah. So like I'm like circuitously like
Yeah.
I'm not even making money off all the publicity for
No,
this.
but this is like, it's good to know like new news and stuff.
Right,
and,
right.
and plus, everyone loves Pokemon, man. I want to see like Ash and like Team Rocket coming.
That'd
to
be
life.
cool. I interviewed, again, more name dropping. I interviewed the cinematographer for the movie. My article went up for Forbes on Friday, so I can talk about that. And this is a guy that shot Gladiator for Ridley Scott, Kingdom of Heaven, X-Men First Class.
I love that.
So like he's just like he went from like those. I mean, it's cool. Like he has such a huge like Oscar-winning pedigree,
Oh my gosh.
and he's doing Detective Pikachu.
Do you try to get a picture with every person you see?
Well, most of the people I interview are over the phone. So,
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Unfortunately.
I like harking back to Glass. I think another great movie is Watchmen. It
Yeah.
was ahead of its time.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's a great film. It's a great adaptation of the graphic novel, and
Literally.
yeah, like yeah, he used
Page for page.
yeah, he used those as storyboards.
Mhm.
And well, the new teaser for the show
I'm
just came out. What do you think of that?
I'm so excited. And it's HBO. Like,
Yes.
And like I heard Chernobyl's great, and
Mhm.
they actually just had reviews for actually Godzilla came out, and
Yes.
they are very, very positive, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that. I love monster movies.
I think we need that, like the kaiju, like like not kaiju. Is that?
Yeah, it
is
is
that the word?
kaiju.
I was thinking of Pacific Rim. I was
That's
like,
also kaiju.
yeah.
Like there's nothing bad about giant monsters or robots.
Beating the shit out
Yeah,
of each other.
exactly.
I just
There's
laugh.
nothing not to love.
I laugh because I'm like, this is where my taxes are going. Like, just making this fucking robot. Like, imagine shooting that concept. Like, all right, bear with me, Mr. President. We're gonna make robots.
It's like what's his name from the Simpsons movie? Like, I was elected to lead, not to read.
Yeah.
It's just signing off on the giant robot initiative.
Yeah. The giant robot initiative. That sounds like something Samuel L. Jackson wrote.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about the giant robot initiative.
Look, I would pay out the nose for something like that.
Oh, hell yes.
I want to be in that robot. I want to be drifting with my co-pilot,
Yeah,
punching
Yeah.
giant dragon in the face.
Yeah, like you see each other's memories. Like, oh, that's
Yeah.
what happened in your life?
It's
Damn.
like nothing makes sense when you like hold it up to like the light.
Yeah,
but it's just
it
like
doesn't.
it's you
Just-
turn your brain off for a movie like that, which is fine.
And it's
I
a
love
good
those
popcorn
movies.
flick.
Yeah,
And like they're doing Kong versus Godzilla, and I'm confused how that's gonna turn out because maybe he hits radiation, he turns into a fucking monster. But they say Kong's like a teenager in the movie.
Oh yeah, he's still growing.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, well, this island's not gonna
I
support
thought you said
him.
Congress at first. I'm like, what the?
Oh,
fuck is he
Congress versus
talking about?
Godzilla. Yeah.
Like,
Trump
I
is
used-
going after Godzilla. He's like, it's gonna be the greatest
Yeah.
wall, greatest movie.
We're
And
gonna
it's-
build the wall, and they're gonna pay. The kaiju are gonna pay for it.
Yeah, the kaiju are gonna. Yeah, the kaiju are gonna pay.
No, it'll be cool. I mean, Kong versus Godzilla just wrapped, so like Warner Brothers is betting hard on this MonsterVerse, which I love.
Yeah, and we need that.
I will pay all the money to see those movies.
Yeah, take my money. And plus, movies aren't getting cheaper. But like,
Yeah, I mean, here we're like, if you're in New York, it's just insane.
have you heard of 40 yet? 40 theaters.
No.
So they're opening up one in King of Prussia, and it's like the seats shake, and they also move.
Oh, the 4X, right, or something.
40X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like they shoot like mist at you.
Yeah,
and,
it's like a fully immersive experience.
Yeah, and
Like what
someone.
they have in Disney World?
Yeah,
Sort of.
I think the technology's advancing, so it's
Yeah.
like
Oh,
they
for
can
sure.
they can make it consumer friendly now.
Yeah.
And I think it started in Asia with like some Japanese company. And my buddy saw it in New York for Avengers Endgame, and I was like, "Oh my god, I have to do this!"
It must have been like $50 for a ticket to that.
Can you
right?
imagine? Yeah, it had to be like $50 because IMAX is like what 20, 15,
Yeah.
something. It's
Well, in New York,
$20.
it's just the prices are
We're bougie.
will gouge you.
Yeah, we're just gonna bump the prices up. But theaters are just, people are always like, oh, streaming services is it gonna take over? I don't know. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the landscape is changing, and the big thing, recently was Spielberg trying to ban Netflix from the Oscars, and a lot of people were saying, he's out of touch. The landscape is definitely changing. I don't know too much. I'm not like an expert on it. I still love going to the movies.
Hell yeah.
It's an experience.
It's an experience.
I'm
yeah.
with Spielberg on that. It is an experience. You want to be with an audience. You want to sit there in the dark eating your popcorn and your, $15 Sour Patch Kids. And yeah, so like I will go to the movies until they're outlawed by some, I don't know, dystopian government in the future. But like when Netflix becomes the government.
Yeah, I found your new novel.
Yeah,
right there.
Exactly.
Netflix becomes the new government.
Yeah, like, but streaming definitely is changing the game, and it's awesome to see. Like Scorsese is working on The Irishman, and they're saying it's like the most expensive movie Netflix has worked on, and it has all these big stars. So
holy shit, I did hear about that though.
It's not just the movie theaters anymore, but I still love the movie theaters. So it's
because you have like Roma winning awards,
right?
And I haven't seen it yet, and like I saw Triple Frontier, and I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I kind of can tell it's a
right. The
TV
quality,
movie.
The quality does vary for sure. Like going back to the Cloverfield paradox, like that, they just dumped it on Netflix.
The CGI was horrible on that.
And yeah, I mean, it can be great and it can be so. But I'm happy to just get the constant stream of instead of having to wait.
Yeah,
which is cool.
Is Disney gonna take your money for Disney Plus?
Probably. I want to see The Mandalorian. I want to see What If. I want to see Lady and the Tramp. What else is going to be on there?
WandaVision.
Oh,
Captain America. Falcon.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers.
Falcon. Falcon and Captain America, Sam Wilson edition.
Yeah. And Loki.
Right.
Loki's having one.
What is Loki?
There's so many questions about this movie.
Is that like a Loki? Wait.
Loki as in Tom Hiddleston.
I know, but like Loki. Wait, what? What is the G?
No, Loki.
Oh, I thought you said Glowkey. Again, I'm mishearing.
No, that's like the dollar brand Loki. I got confused.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Loki.
Yeah, the Loki series. Yeah, I'm excited for that. Not Glowkey. That's Glow on Netflix plus Key. I don't.
Yeah, I low-key said Loki. There you go. But I'm
so sorry.
Have you seen the clips of The Mandalorian? That
I haven't. Well, did they leak?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to watch it as soon as I leave here.
It's really.
I didn't know they leak. Like usually, like at those things, like
they're probably gonna get shut down after this. But
speaking of Star Wars, what do you think of the new Rise of Skywalker trailer? The first one, I should say.
I kind of JJ. He knew how to really start the series, and it was a carbon copy, pretty much, of the New Hope.
Yeah.
And Last Jedi, I didn't like it because it went like beyond my expectations and kind of just did something else.
Right.
I can't hate it, and
right, like because I disliked Force Awakens because it felt so similar to New Hope. So like the fact that like if I'm gonna get upset at Last Jedi for not being a carbon copy of Empire, then like it's
it's what the fans were complaining about.
Yeah, and I think I rewatched it recently for like the first time since seeing it in theaters, and I think it's a masterpiece.
Yeah,
I think Rian Johnson really did good.
I think it'll have its own crowd.
Yeah, Empire wasn't well received when it first came out, so you never know.
A lot of movies, a lot of Carpenter's movies were not successes, and now they're pop culture icons. Right.
You never know.
Yeah, so just throw it out there, but. The trailer was okay. I think the Palpatine part
I was going to bring that up.
Got me.
Yeah, that's what sold me.
I was like, no way. No.
I was on a flight to Texas, like scrambling to find some sort of Wi-Fi signal because it dropped.
Wi-Fi, man.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just always getting shafted on the Wi-Fi. I was just because like I had bought it, but it was terrible.
Yeah.
And it had dropped. Like I cannot wait till I land. It was like another 2 hours. And like I need to watch this, and finally I got on free Wi-Fi with T-Mobile.
Nice.
Shout out T-Mobile again. I'm not getting paid.
Yeah, T-Mobile. Thanks. Oh yeah, I have T-Mobile.
Anyway, I watched the trailer. Loved it.
Yeah, I think so. And plus, like the whole new trilogy that's coming out, we don't know if it's
with Rian Johnson.
Is it Rian Johnson or a DB?
Oh, they're also working on something.
That's what I'm saying. Are they working together?
I think it's all separate because
yeah.
Well,
they have so back to Disney Plus. They're having a Cassian Andor spinoff.
Right, forgot about that.
And
I love Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One was really good.
One of my top Star Wars movies, and I liked Solo. Like,
oh God,
they did Solo dirty with the box office returns because that put the hold on all the spin-off movies they were working on. Like they're working on a Mos Eisley Cantina spin-off.
They just need to make Kenobi. And fucking get Ewan.
Yes,
that's it. It's not hard.
Yeah,
that's why Kathleen Kennedy is getting shitted on by a lot of people. Like
fans.
I
mean, obviously, like we're so outside the circle that we don't know what's going on.
We don't know what's going on. And
but
we
yeah,
like
like
to blame people. So.
fans would definitely love, like, Ewan is the perfect age for an
So
Obi-Wan
good.
spinoff right now. They need to make it, but we just don't have all the information.
They actually go home and YouTube this or something. It's so
It's a
look,
fan film.
the SC-38 clip. Have you seen that yet?
No.
They remade the fight from A New Hope.
Oh, I've been seeing this going like online. I haven't watched it yet.
3 million views in 2 days, and it's what's the actor's name that played Obi-Wan? The old guy, Ben Kenobi.
Alec Guinness.
Guinness, yeah. They like CGI'd his face in for like
That's
some of
cool.
the parts, and they mixed it with like Revenge of the Sith because you hear Anakin saying "I hate you," but it's more fast paced.
Mhm.
Like if it was a modern take of New Hope,
Right, that's what I've been
It's
seeing.
so badass.
I have to check that out.
And like Vader does the saber throw like in Force Unleashed, and like
I never
pulls it
played
back.
Force Unleashed.
Oh, that was another good spin-off.
I like Battlefront though, and I did the
Battlefront.
Nintendo pod racing.
Oh my
That game.
god,
Throwback.
pod racing, such a throwback. I played Shadow of the Empire. Do you remember that on N64?
No, I've heard of it.
Yeah, I actually I had an emulator that actually had that.
Hmm.
Um,
What's like the plot like for that?
it's kind of like a Han Solo, like another Han Solo guy, kind of just trying to get plans from the Empire and stuff.
Oh,
But
so after like
I think it's
Revenge of the Sith.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's in the original trilogy. But I mean, hopefully the Knights of the Old Republic. I don't know if that's the rumor going around.
Right, I think Kennedy said they were working on something or considering it or whatever.
Yeah.
Never played that either, to be honest.
Yeah, there's just so much
Yeah,
going on.
I mean they 86 like the whole expanded universe. So
Yeah, there's a lot of content coming out, and Marvel Phase 4. What are your hopes for Marvel, and like what do you think they should do after post Endgame?
I mean, yeah, Phase 4. I mean, it's anybody's game, as they say. Like, there's anything can happen. I mean, we have obviously Black Panther 2, Doctor Strange 2,
Yeah.
Captain Marvel 2,
Shang-Chi,
Shang-Chi, the Eternals.
Yeah, they just got Rob Stark on there.
Yeah, was it confirmed?
I
I know it was
think
like a
people are
rumor.
running for it,
Mhm.
running with it, but it's not officially like
Mhm.
stated. Angelina Jolie,
Right,
She's on
and
there.
Kumail Nanjiani.
Nanjiani, yeah. Eternals, I don't. That's like Guardians to me. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not really.
They're gods, pretty much.
Yeah,
so.
like I feel like they're. Yeah, isn't the No, I'm thinking of the where the Guardians go to nowhere. That's the head of a Celestial.
Yeah,
but it's not an
Celestial.
Eternal. Yeah, I'm not so well versed in their lore.
Well, they're having Shang-Chi, and it's like, okay, I guess we're having the Asian Black Panther. Like,
Yeah, I mean they're definitely getting more diversified, and which is nice.
yeah, I think they need start small
Mhm.
and then build back up. Maybe not have an Avengers movie for a long time.
Yeah, I think
Just-
Phase 4. We don't know how many more phases they're gonna have until they do the next crossover.
Well, we might not even get X-Men and Fantastic Four for a while.
Yeah, I think
that's
that's
what
like 5 to 10 years.
That's what Feige said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, See, we're on top of our
Yeah.
news. We're just like, yeah. So
We're just
yeah.
repeating what we already know.
Yeah, exactly. We just
We
did
do this-
movie.
we
We just
do-
did movie talk.
We do this
Yeah.
for you guys.
I was telling you, I got out of the nerd closet in college, so it's people reach out to me that are like, "Hey, thanks for this information," blah blah blah, because I didn't know some people are into stuff I like.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, this is so mainstream now. Like what we're talking about, the stuff we're talking about, and it's a shocker for people to hear me talking about. And my cameraman literally just said like, "This is the nerdiest you've ever been."
Yeah.
I'm like,
hi,
well-
cameraman.
Yeah, cameraman has no name.
Hey.
It's just cameraman. But yeah, I want to wrap this up, and thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you guys for having me. Seriously,
yeah,
it's
and
awesome.
like for your book and stuff. Like, what's your plan? Like, what's your goal to have it out?
I mean, it's who can say
Mhm.
really, but I mean, it's definitely. I think it has a lot of parallels to
Mhm.
kind of the political landscape today. So, the sooner the better, so it stays kind of relevant. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to have a hard copy in my hands one day.
Nah, it'll happen. Man.
I've wanted that since I was a kid. So
yeah. So you're driven to
yeah.
do it.
I've done the hard part.
Yeah.
I've written it.
Well, that's the thing. People have to understand. Like, you can steal someone's idea, but you won't have the passion to back it up and follow through with it.
Mhm.
And that's what I was just really thinking about, like Facebook or something, like Zuckerberg and that whole controversy. Like, but he had the passion to follow through with it, and and look where it is now.
Yeah.
So do you have any like tips for people coming post college and getting into life itself, and especially people that are in your field, like as a writer for you were in Syfy, Marvel, Forbes, like I can keep going on the
Right.
list.
I mean, I've said it a million times already. Not here, just in other places. Just keep writing if that's what you're interested in. Build up a portfolio of what you're capable of, and don't just pigeonhole yourself. Explore a variety of topics. Like I said, I worked for a B2B pharmaceutical company.
Yeah.
That doesn't interest me at all, but it helped, kind of build out my versatility.
And it got you where you are today.
Exactly.
So, hey, guys, we're going to wrap this up. Josh, thank you again.
Thank you for having me on the Mash-up. I said it again.
I think that's 4 times.
Okay.
I think it's a record. These guys
Mash-up.
There you go. So, guys, remember, Mash-up dropping. There you go.
All right.
Mash-up is dropping on Wednesday with this video, and we have episodes, for Movie Talk on audio on Monday. So be sure to tune in. Thank you, Josh. Hey, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, please come back anytime. We'll nerd out.
I would love to. Would love nothing more. Let's do another one right now.
Yeah, we're gonna do this back to back. So guys, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.